I want to try it on with a mouse, a proper mouse now. I'm sure it'll be very, very different.
Oh yeah, playing with the
What's
trackpad is like a ball and chain, right? And then once
yeah. What's the highest or lowest level we've gotten to? Is it 50? That's what I saw on Twitter.
yeah, Thrax is saying 69 is the target.
Wow.
Oh my god, 49. Someone actually got to level 49. Wow.
49 duo, 43 solo. That's pretty. Do the monsters like get harder with more players, or is the power level like this for a solo versus 3 people? Oh yeah, they do. Oh, okay. Conflicting responses from the devs here.
Well, I think around level 5 you start to run into these like leafy dudes. They're like a little bit bigger and they actually like go after your gotchi, so that kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're doing like a single player run versus like 3 people, does it get harder? Because like,
Hmm.
does it get like 3 times as hard with 3 people or something?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the team gameplay is like a great feature to have in this type of game, especially for like live streaming and stuff. And
So
speaking of
the
live
agenda
streaming,
for
I was just gonna say you guys had Yellow Panther doing a live stream this week too. I watched some of that. That was
yeah,
really
that
cool.
was really really dope. Yeah, we can talk about that before we get into the game. Like we got GFA is going to be joining us in a bit, and then we got
Nice.
obviously the Gotchi crawler team. But yeah, Yellow Panther stream. Did you guys tune into that?
Yeah, I watched some of it after the fact because it was on Twitter there, and dang, that's all I can say. Yeah, there it is. There's the link.
Yeah, I think we broke his brain a little bit playing that game. He was like he was definitely I think he was impressed. I mean, 8 out of 10 for both games, not bad.
Yeah, let's get
Says
help him get a
according to
gotchi,
Twitter.
friends. That's like his first comment in that thread. Is like, I need a
Yeah,
gotchi.
Yeah, Spirit Force really fun this week. I'm super impressed with what Andy and those guys put out. Just for like an early edition, like a play test, it wasn't a game to feel so polished. So it was already giving me those good battle royale vibes and kind of being that competitive nature. So yeah, super fun week in the arena there. Just really happy with the direction the game's going. And it was also fun to host a couple sessions. We got some full lobbies, got to try out some of the team-based gameplay. We tried doing teams for one,
yeah,
the duos, so a lot of fun, just kind of experimenting, and we can definitely see the potential. So we're really excited.
yeah. That's awesome,
Agree.
man. How many people from Topham like joined in? Did you have a head count?
Um, we had full lobbies in both sessions, I think. So yeah, it was really dope. Um, yeah,
Nice.
solos obviously we did it for like the first hour. Then we tried out a duo game, and we also finished off with like a squad kind of 5v5 team game.
I
So
saw that like wizards versus like, or was it like witches versus knights or something?
yeah, that was awesome.
That's dope.
So yeah, I can't wait to get in there again and play some more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
same.
it's he's Andy is really he really knows what he's doing, right? He's really leading it in a nice direction that and quick getting to where we need to be with Dina and all the syncs and the gameplay that we really want. So really impressed with how team that we had assembled and really driven them into overdrive getting this game together.
Yeah, I got a lot of great feedback during game night. Brills was in there just murking everybody when we were in there. It was so quick. But yeah, the non-gotchi people enjoyed the game. We talked about it. They really had fun. And what's cool is Aztec from the Polygon team has become like, he's been on Twitter talking about it a lot. So he wants
Yeah.
to start doing some more game night stuff. So when Gotchi Crawler is officially out, when the Battler is officially out, even though that's an idle game with the GFA loop, it's going to be, there's so much gotcha games to play around with. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have you like you won't need to have other games in your like loop. It'll just be don't forget about Gotchi Heroes either. I mean, Gotchi Heroes is also a sleeper game that we don't want to underestimate at all. And they're doing their new version as well. So that's I think that's their new season's live, and that's also an idle game. So you can just kind of optimize it a bit optimize your setup, and then go on and play other games. Come back to it every few hours or something, but it'll be doing its thing in the background. So there's so many games coming, and yeah, you guys are gonna have plenty of content to introduce other people, that kind of follow Aavegotchi but not that much, or are kind of lurking, and play games with them.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Quick question, because I feel like a lot of people have gotten to.
Yeah.
Is there a plan for a playtest for us?
So there are a lot of playtests happening this month, obviously for various things, but we are scheduling one. I don't have an exact date yet, but there's the reason we haven't done it, like I mentioned in the chat a couple weeks ago, just because the networking for like lobby and matchmaking is not really set up yet. So you literally, unless you have like a host who's able to start the game and kind of prioritizing actual gameplay over like multiplayer, less work really well, because you can have a host that everyone's kind of watching and they're like, all right, you guys ready to go? And they start the game. But when you go into kind of an online play test, it becomes more difficult. So they're going to be implementing the same method that the SFA team implemented, which is like the lobby kind of, anyone can create it, but it automatically starts probably like after 30 seconds. It just takes some time to get that implemented. But IRL playtest, I mean, there is one happening in New York City this weekend. I believe Local is going to be hosting that. Is that tomorrow, sir?
MGM, yes, indeed, it is tomorrow for any gotcha game. The Waypoint Cafe, which is a gaming cafe in downtown New York on Ludlow Street. And the machines will be loaded with Guardians, Arena, and there'll be links, obviously, for everyone to go play miners. I'm sorry. What's the other title that just went live? My brain just totally farted. I'm sorry. Crawlers. So many games. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so that's tomorrow at 4 to 7 in New York.
But totally get the point. We want Guardians to be available to everyone here in the community as soon as possible. It's just the gameplay was kind of prioritized, and getting it to a point where Slama's really kind of the base functionality is done, which I think we're pretty close, very, very close, actually. It's just now we got to implement the networking stuff. So just give us a little bit more time. We really, really value your patience on this. And yeah, once you get the game, you guys are going to be blown away. It's so good. Yeah, Gotchi gaming season really is going to be full swing by like next year. This year has been the year of the Gotchi. Next year, I mark my words, like year of Gotchi gaming is really kicking off very, very soon here. Let's see. I did see Lost Local. Were there any other announcements you want to bring attention to? IRL stuff. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and start continuing to talk with Gotchi Farmy here.
No, just the big thing, core prop. So I hope everyone can get back out to vote again for that. But
awesome.
Z-Bot, ITF over ETF. Yeah, it was good. Also, last week hanging out with Z-Bot and Rick from the Grave with Monaverse. So I don't know if you guys saw any of that. But there's a few people streaming that little Aavegotchi event in Monaverse, hanging out as guys. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I did not able to catch that, but it looked like a good time. Of course, we brought the spooky. Can't have a Halloween event without Aavegotchis at this point.
It's like an Aavegotchi birthday.
Yeah, it really is. All right. Well, I'm gonna bring up GFA here. We got a little tweet going out in just a moment. So,
Nice.
GFA, hello, sir.
GM,
You want to
GM.
talk?
Gem friends, gem friends.
So,
How are you guys?
good, man. How are you?
Great, great news to mention today.
Yeah. So we have a little tweet going out in just a moment that basically we want to do kind of a proof of avatar. We got obviously a lot coming up in the pipeline for the sandbox experience, and today we're gonna do a little proof of avatar competition. So the sandbox avatars are all finished, right? All the issues were ironed out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, maybe just to give a bit of history. Sandbox had some technical difficulties to bridge the Avatar Aavegotchi collection. For you to know, guys, Aavegotchi is still a big rabbit hole for them. It's the biggest contract they had reached since Sandbox was created, Pixelcraft. And so we stress test their technical architecture. They had to modify it for us. So it's a bit like we are evolving together in a way of interoperability. And oh, yeah, you have your avatar then. So yeah, now the process is 100% done. It was a full indexing of the contract. As for now, every 10 minutes, the indexing is updating the detention of the Gotchis in the wallets. So if you sell a Gotchi, the avatar follow. If you lend a Gotchi, the avatar follows. And also,
Wow.
if you buy a Gotchi, you get a new avatar. So it's something like 10-minute updates.
That's awesome.
When
That
you
was on the
are
roadmap, but they actually just went ahead and did it. That's great.
Yeah, so we pushed as they made some modifications on their I would say architecture. We pushed to have that kind of stuff available for us. So it's very nice, and also something which will come in the future. I'll mention here, but the swag update is something in the pipe also, as maybe at the beginning once a month. We can get a new snapshot of the avatar swags. And at last, the objective is that we can have the same 10 minutes update when you change an equipment on your Gotchi, it reflects in the sandbox. So that's the target. Yeah. So right now, I'm gonna post a little GIF, little tutorial for you guys to, if you are an account on Sandbox, that's the place where you can find your Gotchis. So it's Mr. Seb. So important thing to note. So you need to have an account, and you need to have the wallet, your Gotchi wallet linked to your account, or your wallet on which you have your Gotchis to be able to see them, to play now with them. Yeah. So don't hesitate, guys, to send DM if you have some issues, or if you see some Gotchis are not there. Shouldn't happen, but yeah, don't hesitate if you have any trouble with that.
All right, the tweet just went out, fam. So a lot of alpha in this video. First of all, yeah, maybe you want to talk about it here, but yeah, let me drop it in the chats as well while you give everyone the alpha here, sir.
Yeah, it's out. I can see it. So yeah, it's a first sneak peeks. If I could say that, of the experience. Longer, the real trailer will come soon, but that's for you guys to have some yeah views of what is going to come out. So maybe we can announce the official release date, Kododan, right?
Yeah, well, that'll be announced. I mean, it's coming up here in a few days, but this is kind of a
Okay.
teaser for the big tweet on Monday. But
Monday?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We can
Mhm.
you want to let everyone know here what to expect.
Yeah. So yeah, on Monday you will have all the details about the release dates, the rewards, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just issue with Aavegotchi. So there is a as a comment your Gotchi avatar in Sandbox, and we are gonna have 5 winners of the one of the first FT we created as a Aavegotchi experience in Sandbox equipment. It's the Nimbus. It's part of the pet set we're going to be able to get in Sandbox. So we are offering 5 today. So let's hope you are going to be lucky, guys. So yeah, it brings me to the equipment page on Sandbox is live also. I think I can send the link here. So you can visit now to see the heart, okay, but you can't buy yet. It's going to be on soon. And as you will see on Monday, getting some equipments are going to get you some perks in game, but also in real life perks. So more details to come. But you can already see the work made the artist of the GFA recreate 2 OGs, the Bushido Gotchi and the Taave set, and one brand new set which is suited for Gotchi avatars. So if you want your Aavegotchi avatar to get a proper set, we recommend you to buy pet equipment. If you use a regular Sandbox avatar, well, the other sets are suited for that. So don't hesitate to look at it. And it's Steph and Kira from the GFA team who worked on that. So yeah, they made a massive job. So don't hesitate if you have questions, guys. Also, I think that's all, Kododan, for avatar and equipment. Or maybe you have some topics you want to highlight about that before we go to the Sandbox Odyssey.
No, just time get that screen recorder out, or I was wondering, is there an easy way to like X your screen in the sandbox?
That's a good question.
It'd be nice if they had like a little way to download the dance.
Right now, I think you can't download. You have to record your screen.
Yeah, no worries. Well, everyone go record your screen, and let's get those beautiful Gotchis dancing on X. And so
yeah, you Gotchi to do. It can run, it can dance, it can break dance.
very cool.
Oliver Spoon,
cool.
Can we still get the avatar? So I think that's a question. We don't have to do anything to get your avatars, as mentioned at the beginning. If you have a Chi in your wallet, you are going to have your avatar in Sandbox directly. There is no need to claim for the airdrop or anything.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's a much smoother experience.
Yeah. And that's the way it works in Sandbox in any way. So yes.
I'm looking at some of these wearables for the sandbox avatars, and these I love the back raffle. Those would probably have to be my favorite. Of course, the Bushido Gotchi set too, but looking awesome. So are these priced in from the Sandbox marketplace?
The wearables are going to be interesting in game, of course, but are also going to open some gated rewards to people owning the wearables. That's the way it works in Sandbox ecosystem when an experience is released. So yeah, it's going to be in Sand token on Ethereum blockchain. That's a bit. We wanted to have the Polygon feature ready. It's not. So right now the Sandbox collection are still going out on Ethereum, but the bridge they are working on it, and yeah, it's the release is close. So maybe soon we will be able to bridge the collection to Polygon, but not yet.
Yeah, this is looking great. Really well all together, and like being out there now, and going even beyond like because Dan was saying some of these things were going to come out later, but the Sandbox team was able to expedite it, which is cool of them to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Cool. So any other alpha you want to share, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to release a tweet now. So until now we talked about what is going to happen in Sandbox. Okay. So you're gonna have a lot of intels about that on Monday. But there is also going to be an Odyssey, which will take place in parallel of the experience release. That's a tweet I just shared in the chat. Sigma quest with 12 riddles to solve. That for some riddles you're just gonna have to have your, and for others you to have to fetch clues in the experience. So you have 3 levels of difficulty. You have easy, medium, hard. Something like 20 days Odyssey. Quests are going to be released for the easy one, it's once a day, and after medium one, every 2 days. And some clues are going to be. And the prize pool is quite big because it's, and the principle is very simple. It's first to the key pool, and the top 50 is rewarded. So more details on Monday also about that, but you can already register using the QR code link to use the platform. So the platform, for the one who knows already, it's Zilli. It was so you can already connect your account. The first quest to be playable, so you have a quest 0 Wednesday.
This is awesome. Thank you for sharing this. I'm stoked. Like, I'm just watching this little clip, this little video. We got some experiences going on there. Yeah, I can't wait to get in there, and I'm gonna right after this call, I'm gonna go check out my avatars, and let's get these avatars on Twitter's, friends, on X, I mean.
Yeah, seeing lots and lots of avatars, but a lot here in the chat, but on X. Let's get those numbers pumping on X, friends. Here's the tweet again. And then there will be a bigger announcement on Monday.
below the post. Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
don't hesitate, guys, if you have question. Now there are the multi in the gaming
Yep.
section. So if you have any question, just come to the sandbox experience section and don't hesitate.
So great to see this. I mean, they put so much time into this, and really, we as we do, we stress tested their infra. Glad they put in the extra effort to get it working. This is so cool. Legendary collab, guys. Well, let's keep it moving here and talk with. We have Oliver and Click here in the chat. Time to launch another game, fam.
Yeah. This brought me to like old school, like nostalgic. Like playing this was nostalgic for me, honestly.
GM, everyone.
GM.
GM.
Glad to hear that, Happy. That was our intention, right? To stick to that like SNES vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just I'm good.
Yeah. Let's anything you guys want to say? I mean, we made the announcement earlier in announcements about the XP event. So is that when does that start? Is that basically now? Has it already started?
That is as of 28 minutes ago. We set the board. So we're live, friends, and the XP event is running, and to try and take the top 10.
You want to maybe, for those who haven't played it yet, maybe share a little bit about the game and kind of any technical, like what's it built in, things like that, and then those
jump up here to talk tech. We can do that. This idea, you guys might recall, was a little white paper of maybe 10, 12 months ago. I had this idea. Originally, the idea was to make it like a pay-to-play kind of thing. And I thought the dungeon crawler experience was perfect for that. But since then, we've kind of unwound. Dungeon crawlers, for those who aren't familiar, it's a procedurally generated reference, and you go as far to the dungeons as you can, trying to get a high score or whatever the objective it is. So for the demo, guys, we made a lot of levels and randomized like the floor holes and the points and everything are scattered about. So there's a bit of random element for now. Yeah, this idea started and forth, just adding to the excitement and adding to the details, and our several months later, we have a demo to present to you guys. Yeah, Thrax made this amazing video. I've been singing the Clash song like in my head all day, man. For those who haven't seen the trailer, it's really, really good. So the game is built in Phaser for now, and we are going to port to Unity when we go to the phase. It can be played on your browser. So it's quite easy to access, which I will send you guys.
By the way, it's also live in the Aavegotchi Game Center, and even the video is now featured in the Game Center as well. So hopefully we'll get some friends kind of cross-pollinating and looking at the Game Center and discovering the game through that as well.
Nice. And tomorrow you're doing like a live event with the different games too, hey?
Yeah, totally. The Lost Local will be in New York City, at a gaming cafe, showing off these games. I think the Polygon, some of the Polygon team might be there. We can kind of promote it a little bit. So again, a lot of these IRL events are kind of last minute, or a dozen friends going and playing the games, including Crawler.
Nice. Well, I'll give you guys a little rundown of the game. It's either solo player or up to 3 players. Pretty straightforward. The idea is to smash the geodes. So like if the enemies attack you, you can die. And you also have essence, right? So your essence is like the timer. And if you destroy the ferns, there's a chance a little essence pops out. You guys have seen little emojis popping up. That's him. And he runs away from you, and you got to catch him, and it adds time. You have to make it to an escape portal to capture your score. So if you die or run out of time, your score is 0. Is a merchant floor. Is at the moment for the demo, but he's there holding it down, and the escape portal is there. So you can choose to either escape with your score, or you can go deeper. Should I stay or should I go? Then there's the different destructibles. So there's different objects you can destroy. The chance for the floor hole, and then like the barrels and the boxes have potential to, and then you have the ferns that have the essence. And one thing once you get for the crate, it's your kinship divided by 10. So if you have like 1,500 kinship, there's 150 points in there, which is quite a lot, given that a godlike geode is only 100 points. And then each object requires different amount of hits. So like the hammer can smash through geodes in 1 hit, but the fireball takes 3 hits to break. And like on the other side, the fern, if you smash your hammer against the fern, it takes 3 hits, or just a fireball will clear it in 1. So there's a little bit of strategy on how to play. And we'll go into the full version with all the weapons. There'll be a whole spread, right? So swords and like the guns, they all have a different amount of hits for each object. So there'll be lots of team play strategy there. What else? Yeah, we wanted to keep it quite simple. So there's team scoring right now, but there is a small catch. You work together, but whoever has the highest score gets like a bonus of, I believe it's 20 points. So there's no true tie. You're working with your team, but you're also kind of competing within your team. Much it. Yeah, we wanted to keep it really simple. For the demo, the objective was to demonstrate, like, from here into the alpha phase, we'll be adding a lot more depth. And there's a lot to share there. I was going to ask Lee if he wants to play or say anything.
I was gonna
Hey,
ask
can you hear me?
about. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, I was just saying hi. Yeah, I'm playing at the moment, so I'm half listening. That's good.
I was gonna ask
I
about
was
the.
just
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, mate, it's the lag. I was just going to about I guess the tech stack that we've built. So previously, I was building detect collisions, which is a really nice JavaScript 2D collection. 2D collision kind of system. Plus a couple of others. So it's been pretty fun. A big thing that I noticed that needed on low, because we've got players all over the world, and we've got like 200-300 milliseconds of lag prediction system for this game. So it's I'm pretty happy with how it's worked out. Regardless of where you are in the world, you should be able to, like, when you press move, you should move instantly. So yeah, it's kind of good. It just allows people to play with people all over the world, which is initially we were only thinking like to have a solo roguelike kind of experience, but it's just noticed like throughout the play testing that it's just been so much fun when you play with 3 other 1 to 2 other players.
Go to Dan there.
Double dance.
I see Golden Cross too. How many? If I drop one of these, how many people can join at a time?
So it's up to 3. So I'm in here with you now, so there's room for
Oh,
one
sweet.
more. Oh, and the
All right.
controls. So right now it's set up for keyboard and mouse or just keyboard. So these are the controls. You do want to use the keyboard only controls if you're only playing keyboard, because otherwise you'll just attack in the direction of the mouse if you're trying to use the other buttons.
Cool. Let's play a few rounds here. I suck at this game because I've only played once, but going down. So I was playing it before with the free version, like the not blockchain version. And actually, I can't see my score.
Doing free play, your score does not count.
Right, and it like there was no counter either.
Well, how do you
But
mean?
let's see where I'm trying to find my. Oh, there it is. I think the window might be a little bit too big for my laptop. Let's see. I still can't really see, but it's fine. Here.
Yep. So you can dash across the water and
Yep.
down we go. And then with your teammate, if you press enter, you can know you're ready. So like if you're found all the things you want
Right.
to find and you want to go lower, you can do that, or you can. Yeah, we're super pumped. So the XP events just to like kick off the demo and let you guys get a taste of it. And then later on in November, we're gonna have like a big prize pool. We got some awesome prizes for, top 10 that we're really hyped to go live with.
Maybe we'll sneak in a couple extra features now and then.
So like, what are some of the major items on like that would be on the roadmap going ahead?
So for the alpha phase, one of the biggest things we want to improve on is the enemy AI and like the controls. Like we want to get like that real roguelike kind of high action controls where it feels really, really tight, and the enemies are much more responsive. Right now the enemies are a bit simple.
Right.
That's a big one. We want to get all the weapons. So right now everyone has a smasher and a fireball, but getting all the weapons in is a big one. And then a big one for me is getting all the graphics tight and rolling out a boss. So at the end of the forest, right now it just scrolls infinitely, but the actual game, there'll be like 16 levels and then a boss, and then a biome, and then a boss, and so on and so forth. So that's a big one for me, is getting a boss and getting the next biome put in. Sorry, I'm on my plane and trying to talk at the same time. So like, what are big ones for you on the alpha?
Just touching on the wearables, so like it'll be all the hand wearables. We're targeting all hand wearables as having some kind of utility in the game. So when you team up as 3 players, somebody might not necessarily be an aggressor. They might be a support healer or something and they might have an item that like casts buffs on players or casts debuffs on enemies. So we kind of really want to build that like that kind of feeling where you put together a squad. It would be nicely with the bosses when we eventually have bosses, because there might be certain builds that are really good bosses. I guess from a technical aspect, and it all ported over to Unity is going to be a lot of work, but it's definitely going to be worth it, because we're just going to be able to take the graphics to the next level. I mean, Phase is an awesome library, like for small pixel games. It's like it's really good, but when you want to do really nice effects like lighting, we want to do all the weapons that we want to have in the game, like you really need that Unity client.
In Unity, would it be still the 2D pixel art, or would you guys be utilizing the Gotchis that we're working on? I mean, either one's fine. Curious.
No, we're gonna keep it the pixel art.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's
We're
cool.
gonna keep it this 2D pixel art style.
Love it.
It's a big part of that too, is because with
Yeah,
all the existing wearables and Gotchis, they're all on chain as SVGs anyway. So in the ecosystem, it saves us a step in like rolling out, I guess, new weapons and wearables. We don't have to, I guess, remodel anything. We can kind of just
totally.
like, and that, I guess that ties in with new wearable designs as well. Something new comes out, it's not as difficult for us to bring it in.
I mean, that's the beauty of the protocol, right? That's why
100%.
having both 2D and 3D assets just makes it, there's like unlimited playability now. Anyone can make anything that they want. You got your, if you want to make a 3D game, you use the 3D assets. You want to make a retro game, use the 2D one.
100%. You know, and I grew up playing Super Nintendo, man. So like this is like my jam, and you know, a bit selfishly, I'm making a game that I want to play, and I'm loving it so far. Just this pixel art, just I don't know, brings back memories for me. It's so fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's really fun. Is
One
is
of the things
three the magic number? Is like is it always, it's always going to be a maximum of like 3 people per, like a maximum of 3, or will there be maybe 5 people in a you know, exploring together? Or could you?
Yeah, for now it's 3, but yeah, we totally could look at expanding into like more dungeon raid type gameplay, where you have maybe 5 or 10 going on at once.
Can you block, by the way? I just got wrecked on level 6 or level 8. Sorry, there's
no, there's no blocking, but there is dashing. So if you're mid dash, I'm pretty positive you're invulnerable. So dashing is the way to go.
I was like, all these fireballs are coming at me. I'm like, how do I avoid the fireballs?
Yeah, man, Asklight Piglet and Curly, somehow they made it to level 43 and level 49. I have no idea how they did it.
Couldn't even get into the 30s. That's with dev hacks on.
Like I thought I'd made some really evil levels. Like there's different tier bands of levels. There's easy, medium, hard, and then insane. And once you get to 30, you start getting the insane levels. And I thought I just made them like game overs, but they just keep going. Yeah, so I don't really have much else to say about it. I'm just keen to see you guys play, get some feedback. Hope you enjoy it. Our play testers have been incredible. We had a team of about 6 or 7 play testers that have just been phenomenal in help finding bugs and just really testing the game for a solid 2 weeks now. And so hopefully there still can be bugs, but you know, it is still.
Well,
Yes, occasional.
Yeah,
go
ahead.
for it, Ben.
I was just gonna say congrats on, you know, the demo, and yeah, be fairly bug out, and kudos to all playtesters for making it happen.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm going to drop their names in here so we can get some nice recognition.
I really like the idea of the corrupt ghost as well. I know you said the pay to play or that feature is not going to be activated right away, right? That corrupt ghost feature.
Yeah, that's not in the demo. You can see this that we having that for the demo. It's just to kind of give you to whet the appetite. But yeah, that's the goal. So I'm thinking like, you know, like mobile phone games, there's like a premium or freemium element.
Mm-hmm.
So the merchant floor, he'll sell things in Sea Ghost, and the Sea Ghost you can find in the game, so you don't have to pay. But if you can get that edge by, you know, dropping a few ghosts, you can fill up your wallet of Sea Ghost to give you that bit of edge.
Nice. That's awesome.
The next Intarsia auction. Actually, guys, there's been I haven't talked to Intarsia Mike in a couple weeks, but I need to call him soon. But there is, I believe, unless it got picked up already, one of his pieces is live in the bazaar. If anyone wants to grab it, let me check here. I was traveling and I haven't. Let me check and see if that piece sold or not. I don't think it did. There is one of the coaster pieces is, I believe it's listed in the, yep, here it is right here. If anyone wants it, jump on it. Yeah, Shoina, is that the one? Yep. All he asked was that we list it for 900 ghosts, and just if it sells, it sells. So if anyone wants to get some coasters, Mike, I think has the bandwidth first before, and yeah, the piece is there if anyone wants to. I listed it probably a month ago actually, and I think I forgot to put it in the Fake Gotchies channel. So if anyone wants to grab it, go for it. Yeah. I'll tell them that rarity farming is coming. Any final alpha about Gotchi Crawler? Otherwise, it's this XP event will last for 1 week. It'll end at the next week's Hangout, and good luck to everyone. Let's see how low we can go.
Absolutely. Guys, I feel quite complete. Slick, anything you want to add in closing?
No, just everybody have fun, and if we can try and crash my servers.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll get into. I know Dr. Wagme. We were supposed to do the wearable design competition last week. There was just so much to do, so might as well kick it off. Unless there's anything else. Anyone have any other major announcements that you'd like to let our friends here in the audience know? We got 65 friends hanging out right now. I do see lots of fake Gotchi drops happening right now. Very cool. All right. We'll yeah, Thorax is dropping Intarsia Mike latest piece that he's been working on. Absolutely insane. It's gonna be quite the piece. I'm jealous. Whoever, if he does sell it, I'll be very, very jealous of whoever buys it. I might actually buy it. We'll see. Anyway, let's get on to the next part of the call and then just go right into the DAO call. Dr. Wagner, how are you, sir?
Good. Can everybody hear me clear this time, I hope?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm really pumped about the site. I'm always amazed by the designs from the community, and we have over and definitely are some really good ones in here, not just to win the competition, but maybe to keep in our back pocket for the future. So get pumped about this. And then kind of just brief reminder, as a DAO, we passed the kind of outlook for how to do new wearables. And then the goal was to use up our remaining friends for a final raffle. So once we get this design locked down, Pixelcraft has a chance to kind of review, make sure it's in line with their IP. We can kind of submit our wearable designs, set up our final raffle, and then maybe, if we're lucky, have some new wearables before the rarity farming season is complete. But with that, I was going to drop all the designs kind of in one spot. That way people that aren't able to make the call can review them. The community wearable design competition voting. I'll post them here. Any questions before we get going? No. All right.
Right.
Well, we're starting off with a banger. Pretty pumped about this one. This is the disco set. And I think from here on, maybe I'll just post the images. That way we're not getting confused with some type 2. So that way you can get votes on the right one. And a kind reminder, vote fireballs for your favorite ones. And then the keck face for the funniest ones. And we will use, whatever the most fireball is, and we'll count those up to get the winners. And then winning design gets 500 ghosts, 2nd through 5th get 50, and 200 goes to the funniest one. And we got some really funny ones in the queue, so get excited for those. All right, number 2, this one's pretty cool. This is the Galactic Defender set. And I was gonna, later I'll post up who the designer is for all these, but I didn't want that to influence the voting too much. These are just on the merit of the designs. Another cool one here by same designer is the Kahuna Gotchi set. Pretty cool. Next one lined up that I was pretty excited about. I think this is going to get some funny votes as well. This is the Yeti set. Spooky ghost Yeti. Here, this one I really like. Boy, I bet you guys are going to like this one. This is the, I'm not sure of the pronunciation, UWU or Uwu
Uwu.
Road
Uwu.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Uwu.
The Uwu Road Rabbit.
Remind me, what is Uwu? I feel like I should know this reference. I don't know.
Maybe
Ooh, woo. I don't know.
it's like a cute kawaii like Japanese phrase. Uwu.
Oh, okay.
It's like that emoji, right? That's what I think of. I don't know. There's like an uwu like emoji.
Yeah.
All right. Absolute banger here. Get excited for this one. You guys that have been hounding the design thread have seen this.
I love the cucumber
imagine.
eyes on that one.
I know, it's
Yeah.
so good. You can imagine just like in the Gotchiverse, like a sauna area, and
Yeah.
a group of these sauna Gotchis hanging out. All right, this is the Fit Gotchi. Following that one up, this is another really cool one. You guys are gonna like this one. This is the Fallen Citadel Knight. Some pretty cool designs. All right, this is the Scheherazade set come here. And now we are getting into, this is being published appropriately based on recent events. This is the SBF set, appropriate with the orange bodysuit. Sentencing yet to come, I guess. And then to match him so he won't be alone, testified against him. This is the Caroline set. kind of scary and a little
Spooky.
RPG vibes. But here's a fun one coming up. This is the Alice set, some Alice in Wonderland inspiration. And to match that, of course, is the Alice in Wonderland rabbit set. All right, 2 back-to-back bangers coming up. Get excited about these. This is the Love Bug set. I want to, yeah, all right. It's really good. That one has an associated duplicate post. All right, going along with that cool design, both Love Bug and Aavegotchi, really incredible work. Community, you can probably tell who designed both of those. Who was also the designer of this one, and this is incredible. I think Lord one and kind of jealous of that custom personalized design. It's good. All right, a little dark here, but a cool design. Looks like it would fit in well in the sandbox theme. All right, next one. You guys will never be able to guess who designed this one. This is the Vamo set. Should come complete with audio file, ideally.
Vamos.
Couple good ones here. Appropriately timed with Halloween. Frankengotchi. And this scary little dude is the Chucky-gotchi. All right, fun design here. I like this one. This one is for all the glitter whales out there. Really like those glasses, by the way. Those were super cool. All right, this one, hand-drawn, kind of spooky for those of us that have played The Binding of Isaac. This reminds me of one of the characters in there. This is the Mamagotchi. Pretty spooky.
Hand drawn, very cool.
Yeah. All right, you guys might recognize this one from all the work that's been going on lately. This is the Naturist. Kind of really cool shapes and designs there. It's a really fun one. All right, just more here. Coming on this guy, this is the Redneck Gotchi. Got some retro shades, a denim jacket, tuxedo. The hair's the mullet, of course. All right. And similar. Then we got our Speed Racer Gotchi. A lot going on there in that set. Glasses again are pretty cool. I think a lot of us can relate with this one. This is the 90s kid set. All right, just a couple more. We got the Jolly Gotchi set here. Yep, I'll fix in a sec. All right, and then we got our Skier Gotchi. I feel like Jason needs this one in his collection. here is the Gotchi life. Gotchi, like this, Goobs could rock this. He's playing poker. All right, 2 more. This is the fancy set. This one's pretty cool. Inspired by streetwear, featured in the Nakos collection. Got a leather Havana sunglasses, gold grill, and designer flannel. It's a cool design. Last but not least, the jellyfish set. So take a chance, look through these. We're gonna leave these all up for like 24 hours to collect votes, let people kind of review asynchronously. I'll tally up the winners, kind of regardless of if it'll actually be the final design. Whoever has the most will be considered the winner. I'll get you guys your ghost. Like hopefully one of the top ones. And then we'll get kind of that final raffle collection put together and in front of the community as fast as we can.
Yeah. No, thank you for throwing this. Were you kind of impressed by all the entries? Because like that thread really picked up. There's like 400 entries. Like people going forth, sharing things. Like I was pretty surprised actually. We have a lot of talent.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think just having something for the community to engage in and celebrate each other's artistic skills and just feel like connected to those wearables. You know, I know like for me, part of what got me so involved in the community was like those raffles and like trying to calculate out what I was going to win and what my odds were. And then getting, that's what got me excited. And then when I finally got the wearables, I was like, yeah, I don't want to sell these. I don't care if it like would have made money. It's just fun collecting them and dressing up your gotchis. So it felt nice to kind of connect to our wearable roots, hold this competition, and it'll be really fun to see some community designs translate into real wearables for us.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, that's awesome. Make sure you go get your votes in, friends. If you're listening to the recording, it's the community wearable competition submissions and voting. I think that's in the DAO threads. So yeah, make sure you go get your votes in there.
Yeah. Thanks to all the artists for submitting and working on these. And there is quite a process, as any artist who's worked with Zbot knows, to getting them from kind of concept to final stage. But whichever one wins, we'll try to do our best to help you through that, or help with that process to ensure that we get pixel perfect final that can be actually made into a wearable.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that and the future raffle, and should be good. All right, friends. Well, what do you say we should we go into the dower? Should we kick off the dower? What do we think? Here, let me just switch my screen here real quick. Dropped a little bit of an agenda here for today. We have a few friends that'll be coming up and joining us. So why don't we just do the proposal review, and then we got Light Piglet and Lord Trivia that'll also be joining us here today during the call. So real quick, let me share my screen here as well. Share my screen. There we go. So yeah, let's run through some proposals here, and just look at what happened last week. We didn't have too many proposals last week. We had a couple that were just winding up. We got a 5K DAI bounty for Forge Delta XP Delta development. Is someone yeah, Lexicon, if you don't 5K DAI bounty for Forge Delta XP Delta development. This one did not meet quorum. So this was just in regards to it was around discussion around forging skill and XP Delta. So that one was led by Hardcore. And then we also have 1,000 Ghost bounty for designing, implementing, and passing reporting standards, which is a conversation Hardcore has been discussing for a little while. This one looks like 88% were in favor of, but did not quite meet quorum on that one. So friends, if you have any feedback, please refer to those threads and drop your feedback in there for him. Aavegotchi DAO mission statement. Finally, we've crossed the finish line. We're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a big step. And you know what? Kudos to Aavegotchi DAO for having patience and working through this challenging process to kind of make sure everybody was heard, and we got maximum feedback for this. So kudos to the friends here, authors of this proposal: Phantasma, Megan, Mikey J, Foreign Backside, Hardcore, First G, Ricky G, myself, Lost Local, PG, and Mike Helm. This is a short list. There were actually other friends, I'm sure, that were contributing to this either during the meetings or in the thread. So shout out to y'all that were all behind this kind of initiative to get this mission statement approved, because it opens the way for other things that we can work on now at Gotchi DAO, streamlining operations and just becoming more mature as a DAO. So this is a big deal for me. 11 million votes. So it definitely met quorum, and 91%, which is honestly, for a proposal like this, you want to see very high support. I don't think it would have been as great if we met quorum and it was 65% in favor of. I'm happy we got 91% of people in favor of. 5% said maybe it needs a slight change. And if you think it needs a slight change, honestly, drop your feedback in the forum anyway. We'd love to hear that. And then only 2% were in disagreement for one reason or another. So overall, I think this was excellent. And just one last time here, our mission statement now going forward is Aavegotchi DAO to empower players to own, build, grow, and connect in a multiverse of their own creation.
Dope.
Love it. So we'll continue that conversation in the coming weeks, friends. And, I'd like to hear also what we think the next step should be, whether it's working on values or, working on a vision statement or something like that. We can keep the conversation going in that thread there. Next up here, we have the IRL task force, which has also met quorum. And this is something big because this was kicked off. The idea of this was kind of kicked off last year around ETH Denver. Of course, Aavegotchi Pixelcraft was doing events before that. But ETH Denver was the first DAO initiative, and it was such a pleasure meeting so many Aavegotchi friends that were there, and really connect and show people our magnetic energy, our vibe, because I do think we have something really special here, IRL even, and that was evident. So we need to keep that going, and of course, now being able to leverage all the hard work that Pixelcraft, Lost Local have been putting into these events, it's just going to go that much further. And we got some really great people behind the wheel there. We got Light Piglet, Lost Local, T-Bird, No Futuristic, and Choina. That'll be the core team there. That'll be managing this IRL task force. So yeah, I'll let you guys read through the proposal and specifically what their objectives are here. But yeah, in short, this is going to be really great for Aavegotchi DAO. The total budget is 80,000, but it'll be 20,000 per quarter, and they're gonna manage the travel, the per diems, booth work, all that will be managed by this committee. Also, if you're interested in attending these Aavegotchi events, you're like, okay, Art Basel's coming up or this is coming up, reach out to these guys. They'd love to know. I'm sure they'd love to know what resources are there, what resources they have access to in terms of people that can help out. Yeah, Nadeal, Art Basel. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. So yeah, check that one out. I'm glad this passed. Looks like 64% were in favor of proposal. So that's awesome. And so that wraps up. And actually, if you do have any active feedback on the IRL task force, if you were part of the 35% that voted against this proposal, I'm sure they'd like to. Even I'd like to know what your reasoning was for that, and maybe there's some way they can make this even better. So yeah, please drop that in the comments below. But that wraps up our proposals for this week. Next up, we have ThriveCoin Season 3 rewards. I'll invite Light Piglet up here if you'd like to come up, sir, as well as I see Lexicon, you're up here as well.
Hey.
GM.
What's up, Light Piglet? Great to see you.
How's it going?
Amazing. We're at the end of our season 3. I guess this wraps up sort of the third season, and maybe I'll just quickly talk a little bit about this, and then Light Piglet add on to it. But season 1 of Thank Aavegotchi, which started a number of months ago, was all about building community within Aavegotchi. We did that raffle style rewards system. For season 2, in the Voltron Hackathon, we started was all about building ecosystem and rewarding builders, and we had this bounty style reward system. In the last month and a half, season 3, which just ended at the end of October. Actually, I think it ended at the October 20th. Was all about competing and playing the game. So we're really excited about that with Rarity Farming Life Reward System, which we are going to be announcing the winners tonight. Like Piglet, I don't know if you had anything from the tab. I know the tab's been working really hard to get this season up and running. I know there's been lots of stuff going on. So Light Piglet, what do you have to say from the tab?
We just want to thank everybody for participating in this season. We had a huge turnout of people that I actually recognized, which is awesome. That was the thing we were trying to incentivize people we actually know. A lot more names I recognize at the top of that leaderboard. And I think we got a good run at the pilot. We tried 3 different ways to reward people, 3 different paths or tracks to reward people. So we really got to flush the whole system out, and I really want to thank everybody for participating. Your feedback, comments have been helpful, and let's get some rewards going.
That's right. Yeah. So season 3, we implemented a bunch of new contribution listings at thank.aavegotchi.com. Things like rename your Aavegotchi, claim XP, survey a parse, stuff that for the game and allows you to get rewarded for stuff you do anyways. And so we're really excited about that. And so the way that this season worked is as of October 20th, we cut off all of the contributions. We went through our typical multi-step simple deferral within ThriveCoin and external assistance to help with getting to those bona fide, members of the DAO, the Aavegotchi DAO, and so we were able to from that, take off a number of accounts that we had identified as exhibiting civil behavior. So that's why the leaderboard today looks different from the leaderboard last week. But I just wanted to just give a huge thanks to the tab again, and the Thank Aavegotchi board has been tireless, working like several hours every week on calls to get things up and running, coming up with some amazing new contribution listings for season 3, and it's just generally been an amazing part for ThriveCoin on this deployment. So thank you so much, Light Piglet, and others that might be on the board. And so might as well go to the leaderboard. So actually, before I do that, the contributions for season 3, we had 1,766 contributors. So that's a huge number of contributors to Thank Aavegotchi, who contributed a total of over 5,000 contributions. So it's a real win. And so the leaderboard is actually now displayable. If you go to thank.aavegotchi.com, you can see. But as we've set out in the rules, the rarity farming like system will allocate an amount of ghost purport, that's listed for each place. So if you're number one, you will earn 1,500 ghosts. Number two, 1,200 ghosts. Number three, 900 ghosts, et cetera, et cetera. There's also going to be an added kicker because as the board decided, and as we've been sort of talking about in the TY Gotchi chat, is that any excess rewards that were not claimed from season 2 are going to be allocated to season 3. So those numbers will actually be a little higher. We just have to determine sort of the final amount that of unclaimed ghosts from season 2. But without further ado, I think I want to just announce the top 10. And so the top 10 on the leaderboard, as you can see on thank.aavegotchi.com. Number one is a wallet without a username, but 0x50. Let's call them that. They earned 1,500 ghosts. Congratulations.
Nice.
That's pretty amazing. That's a huge prize. And we're super stoked about that. Is there a drum roll? I just feel like I have a soundboard here.
I wish I had a soundboard, man.
I'm not gonna do like a fickle soundboard on my table right here. Number 2 coming in with 1,200 ghosts. Hardcore Nate. Y'all know hardcore. Y'all know hard.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. Yeah, totally. And number 3, 900 ghosts. EG. Another name y'all know. 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. All we got 600 ghosts. So I'll list them all out here. Alta. I'm saying this right. I'm not saying this right. Alt Bay, Hot Curly Fry. And that brings up the top 10. And there's a couple wallets in there that don't have a username, but that's great. I mean, so you'll see, and I'll post it. I'll post a link to the chat here in a minute. But you'll see sort of like, we rewarded the top 75 winners, and that allows us to make sure that folks who are playing the game that are deeply involved in the Aavegotchi DAO have the chance to win ghosts for doing what they love, and that's what we wanted this year. So this season, sorry. So. Yeah, I mean, I'll post the link in the chat right now, but super excited that we're able to do this and implement this really sweet reward system. So I will that's all I have for today. Let me just post so everyone can kind of click through it and see and make sure they know what they're getting. But basically the next step here is we're going to be putting this up for claim in a claim contract that we'll put up next week. And so if you're one of the 75 winners on the leaderboard, you will be able to claim your ghosts next week. So that's all from Lexicon, me from ThriveCoin. I will pass it on to Light Piglet or anyone else who has questions.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys for putting this together. Light Piglet, anything on the tab side of things?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right. If one of y'all don't mind dropping the Thank Aavegotchi link for friends who want to maybe check out where they stand on that leaderboard, they can go ahead and do that. I think it's a good time to go check that. Yeah, there you go. ThriveCoin. There you go, Goops. Go ahead and check that out. Yeah, Soju, good reminder. Remember, friends, rewards are not airdropped, and you have to claim them yourself when the time comes. So, yeah, definitely don't want anyone to miss out on that sweet ghost, especially going into rarity farming right now.
Yeah, definitely. And the claims will be open for 45 days. We'll make sure that we announce it on the Thank Aavegotchi Twitter account. So stay tuned, and we'll let the community know when that claim contract is available on thank.aavegotchi.com. And yeah, that's a wrap, folks. It's been a really successful pilot. We're super glad to have been part of the Aavegotchi community. Y'all are the most fun group that we have to work with, for sure. Hands down, no contest.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for friends who maybe didn't claim during the last either season 1 or season 2, will they still be able to claim their rewards as well, or is this only for season 3?
No, because we, in order to make sure that we have a claim contract open, we had to close the claims for season 2, and we had to announce that on the Thank Aavegotchi Twitter account, like when it was going to close. So those rewards will be pushed to season 3. So we will be allocating those to to bona fide members of the community in season 3. And so the rewards amounts will be slightly adjusted. They're actually going to be a little higher than what we had publicized in order to make sure that the ghost gets into the hands of people that are, active contributors to the community.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, well done, Fred. All right. Well, with that being said here, let me look at the agenda. Okay, next up, Lord Trivia. Friend, if you'd like to come up, you're welcome, sir. We talked about Gotchi guests a couple weeks ago. I think it's good to refresh some minds and get some feedback because you got a really interesting proposal here. GM.
Hey, Gotchi gang. Good morning. How is everyone today?
Excellent. My mind's blown with all these games coming out. It's like over.
I know, it's amazing. And hang on, bear with me just 1 second while I get it to come out of my headphones, because right now it is not.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Apologize for that.
All good.
Yeah, so first off, I just got to shout out the artist who did the amazing wearable set. It's so amazing that I did change my PFP to it. It was very flattering, and it came on one of those days. It was just like I was having a terrible, terrible day, and it just lifted me up for like my entire week. So I really, really stoked. Thank you so much. Can I say who did it?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool. Soju, I love you, bro. Thank you so much. It's really amazing. Everyone vote, and I'd be so stoked to be immortalized in the Gotchiverse as a wearable set forever. But there are a lot of other amazing wearables up there. So kudos to how incredible the artist community is here in Aavegotchi. Oh my God.
We need more celebrity sets. I've been saying it for a while, ever since Lil Pump.
All right, don't let it go to my head now. I'm no celebrity. No, but it was really nice, and I actually got to meet Soju for the first time in Los Angeles on Halloween. He came back to one of our Halloween parties, and it was so amazing to finally meet him in person. And we cracked on great. It was amazing. It was really, really amazing. He has some photos of me eating popcorn in a way that I may deem inappropriate. So if anyone wants to see that, you could hound him for it. But let's get to Gotchi guests and what we're proposing. So we have the proposal, or the bones of it, up in the DAO forum under Freckle X Aavegotchi. I could try and link that here, but either way. And we came and we explained and kind of pitched this a couple weeks ago. And the response was good, but there was maybe some confusion and some questions I got afterwards, some questions I got from Jason and Jesse and the rest of the team. And I think that, how I answered those questions is probably a good way to go about today. So I want to hash out any confusion about the specific nature of the actual deal, because there are two components to it. The first component is the main component. The ask is for the Gotchi DAO to invest in Freckle's current equity round, which would in effect close out that round, allowing us to start the next round of fundraising, which is a much larger round of fundraising. The second, so that's a standard equity round. You'll be getting in there with, our safe notes as the DAO and receiving the same equity that anyone else would receive in this particular round. Though, WAGME and I and the other DAO members can talk about discounts and other ways to make this is in our roadmap for the next 6 months. There was a new game that Freckle wanted to develop, and instead of just developing that based on new and fresh IP, it makes the most sense to us to build this game leveraging everything that makes the Gotchiverse so incredible, right down to some of the team members and the community artists like Soju, who we want to bring in to be our art and creative directors. So the goal here, again, is two components. is the Gotchi DAO takes a ownership position, an equity ownership position in Freckle TV. And then the entire Aavegotchi ecosystem gets a new game. That game is called Gotchi Guess, and we're super excited about it. Gotchi Guess is a very simple daily game. There's a new game every single day, and it takes about 90 seconds to play. The goal of the game is to guess objects that you're shown on screen, and as fast as you guess them, you get more points rewarded, and there's a running leaderboard and raffle tickets that get dispersed. You guess each object. The objects are actually new macro photographic technology that is being pioneered in Los Angeles. So this isn't like taking photos from Google Images, zooming in on them so they're all blurry and being like, guess what this is? No. This is being able to see the nut hairs on a gnat in microscopic fashion and slowly zooming out to reveal that it is a gnat and having people have to guess that. It is a very, very, very exciting and addictive game because you're going to be shown things that you are certain you know what it is. And you're going to say, oh, that's a cactus. Oh, that's a pineapple. But it's not going to be either of those things. And you are going to want to keep playing until you guess it right. The game is very expensive for us to produce, which is very, very exciting. We do have our own with the right marketing push behind it, that the simplicity and the affability and just how fun and easy it is to play this game. I think we're going to adoption, but I think we're going to see a lot of individuals playing this game that would have never been exposed to Aavegotchi or Web3 otherwise. And that is our goal as Freckle TV, is to create exciting and easy to digestible and fun formats for people to play with. That's all powered by Web3 behind it. So all the complexities are removed, all the minutia is removed, all the granularity is removed to the point where you are just having fun. And anyone who's played our current offering, Freckle Trivia, knows just how easy it is. And you know, we have a number of Aavegotchi members playing all the time, which is exciting. And, you know, I do just want to quote something that someone said a long time ago when they first started playing hardcore. When we first did our original collab, I think it was over 2 years ago we did this. We did a spooky collab. And hardcore came in and he said something in the server that I think we were trying to do and said it better than I was able to say it. So I saved it. It is the best description of what we bring to the table as Freckle TV and why the Aavegotchi gang could want to invest in us. And I'll say it right here. And this is from hardcore. Look at what you're doing here. The more I see, it really is big brain stuff. You have fully succeeded at, quote, advertainment, unquote, which is, by the way, something that I've now called ourselves since reading this. You push the convention of the sponsor, the entertainment industry, the platform, all at the same time. And as an end user, I never once felt like I was sitting through anything unpleasant because of how professionally it is done and the quality. The week-long campaigns are brilliant because competition is a recipe for success in any form of marketing. And he says he never anything on his personal page, Freckle TV, which means a lot to us. So Gotchi Guess specifically, we're looking at a 4-month development timeline on that. And then it's going to be free to play and it's going to be available for everyone who wants to play it. There will be certain incentives and bonuses and rewards for holders in the Freckle TV and Aavegotchi universe. Obviously, we're flexible and none of that has been hashed out yet, but that's obviously what we're thinking, is to include all of those assets. I think the exciting part about this game is that it's going to be dripping in Aavegotchi lore and visuals and aesthetics, which is really, really exciting. Aesthetically, the game is going to be, you know, very much in the vein of who our art director's style is, which is we brought in Soju, who is, you know, so very, very excited and ready to to get started on build, the creative and artistic direction of this game visually, which is exciting. So if you like Soju and you like the stuff that he brings to the table, you could imagine an entire fun cartoon gotchi aesthetic guessing game that is sort of what you would want to envision here. And that's the most I have in terms of like aesthetics or what this is going to look like. But if you believe in Soju and you like what he brings to the table and you like how his stuff looks, like this is going to look very much like that. We are not trying to hide Soju behind anything.
Yeah, his work stands out for sure. It stands out. I'm also reading the storyline here, which is really interesting. It says, in a distant corner of the Aavegotchi universe, a brave Aavegotchi explorer has been chosen for a special mission. So there's like a storyline that's kind of tied into this as well, into this like mobile game.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a guessing game is fun. Like our daily trivia is fun, right? But
oh yeah,
I always thought that if there was like a narrative that, stretched over our daily trivia, it could be even more fun. Like if you look at old game shows from back in the day, like my favorite one, Legends of the Hidden Temple, like, yeah, it's just an obstacle course show, but there's like this lore that's driving it. There's Olmec and there's the teams, and like that to me is a big part of what made game shows that I loved. And that's something that's kind of hard to bottle virtually and digitally. So it's something that I think that having a story as, the through point, the linchpin, like what's driving the game experience, not necessarily functionally, but creatively, I think that was really important for me when thinking about making this game based on Aavegotchi. Because yes, it's easy to put ghosts and Gotchi guess alliterative names in there and make it simple, but like we're not trying to shoehorn two ideas together. I think this really birthed out of me looking at how much I love Soju's style, how much I wanted to do this guessing game, and then this story that kind of got birthed out of a conversation I had with Jason and Jesse. I can't take credit for that story. Jesse is brilliantly kind of just like let it rip on one of our early calls about this idea months and months ago, and we kind of like refactored it and retailored it. The cool thing about this is we're super flexible, and the point that I was trying to make with including this little story is that there can be a story, and I want there to be a story, and most importantly, I want the story to tie into where the Gotchiverse and universe and its initiatives are at in that moment. Because I do also see this game and this platform being a really nice introductory step in the funnel for me deeper into the Aavegotchi. You see somebody seeing this for fun on a TikTok ad, clicking on it, making an account without realizing they've made an Aavegotchi account, right? I think that's kind of the idea here when I'm talking about bringing in people who are, not really involved in this industry at all. And we think that the spam call. And we think the storyline and everything in between, from the visuals to the simplicity of gameplay to the target audience, is super succinct. And I must also reiterate that this game is the smaller component to the proposal. Everything we've done and everything we do.
Actually, I have a question in regards to that. So, yeah, in regards to the equity funding round. So, just for maybe friends who are maybe not familiar with how this works, can you maybe explain a little bit how this equity funding will work? I know in the proposal it says $100K for the first round of funding, which you guys are about to close out. How does that work for Aavegotchi DAO? Is there a percentage ownership? Because I think that's really interesting for our DAO, because up until now, until this proposal, we haven't really had any sort of like ventures that will bring money into our treasury that will be positively a net positive for Aavegotchi DAO's treasury. Right. So I think this is a really interesting component. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit as well.
So there's a couple different pieces here. First off is that Freckle TV, we're not a DAO, we are a C Corp. We are registered and based in Delaware as a entertainment and advertising company. And we did that because we want to be an entertainment company. We want to be powered by Web3. We want to be an entertainment company. I want to be here in the United States. It was pretty important to me. So that's the way to establish ourselves. It also makes it easier for us to raise money in standard ways that a startup money. So that's via venture capitalists, that's via equity deals, that's via angels, friends and family, you name it, we could raise money. So for the last year or so, the round we have been raising is known as a pre-seed round. And that just means that our company hasn't been evaluated or valued by a larger private equity firm or venture capital firm will invest at a certain term. We're currently raising an angel round. So we've been raising a not our valuation, but that is the cap. That means that no amount of money in this round wins. As I mentioned, we're going to discount it round, but I'll get to that. So we've raised the majority of this money. And it got us to where we are and Freckle to where we are in our growth. And we want to build this new game and we want to expand and we want to market and we want to do a lot more. And that's where the next round's going to come in. So the Aavegotchi DAO is actually able to invest in us legally and totally fine. I actually made sure before 2 weeks ago where we consulted my Web3 general counsel to make sure that we were structured in a way to take money from a DAO and also to be able to walk a DAO through the process as well, because we weren't sure, you know, how set up you guys were legally or if you had done a deal like this before. And I thought the best thing to do was have it all buttoned up so that there was a very, very easy way to walk through the deal flow process. And to answer your question very simply, yes, Aavegotchi DAO will receive a percentage of ownership based on these terms of Freckle TV. So at those terms, 500K at a 5 million valuation. If you gave us 500K, you know, you would own that percentage of it, right? That's a 500K of 5 million. That is the percentage. Yep. So I'm discounting this valuation cap for the Gotchi gang by 30%. So that 5 million valuation cap is going to be discounted 30%, and therefore your $100,000 gets you a lot further in terms of equity.
Okay.
Now
so
this is a free...
that's really good to know for sure.
Yep. And this is also a pre-seed round, which means these are the best shares. These are the most risky shares for those who are risk averse, but that's also why the checks we're taking in are more checks for more people in smaller amounts, because this is kind of like the risky round, right? But it's also the payoff round. This is the round where now a company has proven themselves, you believe in them, and you want to get them to the next step because you know that that investment is going to increase in terms of your ROI, right? And in this round, you're getting the best bang for your buck. If you invested this much in the next round, you'd be getting way, 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 way less bang for your buck.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And
Yep.
I like how there's that game component too. It's not just that the DAO is going to be seed funding some equity in a venture that's not related. This is actually going to be like melded with the Gotchi gang. So there's a sense of personal involvement, I guess you could say, right? Our artists are involved. There's like a whole experience.
I think skin in the game.
Skin in the game.
Skin in the game is really skin in the game, because here's the thing, like, you guys are going to give us $100,000 and you'll have skin and Freckle, but like, where's our skin in the game, right? So that's why this is such a unique deal, even for me. And it's one that I actually see being possible to be replicated if this goes well. This is a really successful case study for us to go to our friends at the Cyberkongs or the Goons and want to create games for them. And that's really amazing. And if our cap table at the end of the day is made up of the remaining best Web3 projects, that is so much cooler and appealing than having the best VCs, Recent, and, you know, close MFers on your cap. I'd rather have all of you MFers on my cap table if I really believe in what we're building and where the world is heading and who we're building it for. It's very important to me, right? Who we partner with. So this is a very strategic investment on both sides. And I want to make you guys feel like my skin is in the game as much as yours is.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the collaborative nature of this deal. And friends, if you have any questions right now, drop them in the comments here. We'll take some questions for Lord Trivia. Let me have a look here. Okay, so we got Crypto Green is asking, he's wondering how does Freckle make money at the moment, or I'll even add, what are some ways that, you know, that Freckle Trivia is going to be creating some revenue, I guess. Oh, I think you're muted.
Oh my goodness, I was doing so well. I was on a roll. Sorry, thanks guys. Yes, to answer your question, so while we're not cash flow positive, we do bring in revenue currently because our business model is based on a pre-existing, very successful business model that I've actually been, part of the last 10 years in the entertainment industry. So we are an advertising platform. We, just like any other OTT streamer, your Hulus, your YouTube premiums that have ad-supported channels, we also have ad-supported channels. If you go and play one of our trivia games right now, you'll see an ad for Mellow Water paid to have there. The coolest part about our revenue model is it's also by that. We're giving away prizes left and right. Not just this, but Alienware gaming computers, record players, camera, we give away everything. All prizes are sponsored. So when we work with an advertiser, we say, hey, we want you to advertise, but to be an advertiser on our platform, you have to be willing to put prizes in our prize pool and give back to our community. And that's offsets the cost of us having to buy all these prizes. So we can bring amazing prizes to the table. We can get paid by running advertisements. And that number, that what's known as a CPM, a cost per mile, only goes up when we have more viewers. So what we charge Mellow Water today for an ad is not what we're going to charge Mellow Water when we have 10,000 users playing every single day, when we have 100,000 users playing every single day, when we have 1 million users playing. That is a scalable revenue model because there are advertisers who are always willing to pay to serve to certain eyeballs. And you want to know something? The Web3 eyeballs are very, very misunderstood, and they are coveted right now because we don't know how we're going to use them. It's data. We have amazing, robust user profiles. We know who's playing our game. It's a really, really amazing thing for us. We have players all over the world playing, and we only want to continue to increase that. So we know that our scale is global and it's totally reachable. And when we attain that scale, the revenue only goes up from there. It's an amazing model.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can't underscore the value of that visibility as well, especially having the Aavegotchi theme, the lore out there when these things happen that you're saying, to have the Gotchi, Aavegotchis were right there, visually, not just in terms of an investment, but also being part of that experience. I thought was really interesting.
No, absolutely. And I mean, like the crazy thing is I feel like I've been part of the team and the family for years now, just spending time with Jason and going to events with him and running events with him. I want to take our relationship to the next step, guys. Come on, let me put
Ollie or Augie is asking, is this pre-seed round still open? I think you said it's coming to a close. This is kind of the closeout, right? With Aavegotchi.
So this would close it out. We have another investor who is waiting for this deal to close out, and then he's in for 50. That's typically how this goes, guys. People FOMO in, obviously, right? So someone sees the illustrious Aavegotchi down 100K, people are going to want to throw. The thing is after this 100 actually closed, we're good to go. Our cap table's super clean. So after that's closed out, we will then issue shares, which means the Gotchi DAO would be getting its shares as well as all the other investors. And then we would move on to our next round where we would be seeking a lead investor, and we're targeting a seed round raise of 2.5 million at a 20 million valuation.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. I got one more question here from Coder Dan. What is the funding going to be used for?
Hello?
I'm just saying there's a question here from Coder Dan asking what is the funding going to be used for?
So primarily the next few items on our roadmap. So building this game is one of them. Marketing the game is the next one. And then using it to leverage our next round of investment and continue to grow and scale is the other. So building the game, like I said, I did say development cost is fairly inexpensive. It really is. I know people go on our platform all the time and like, this is gorgeous, this is amazing, it's works so well. We're really good at building these experiences, and the bones of Gotchi guests, for lack of a better term, are kind of built out already. So a lot of it is, you know, front end and UI work.
All right. Let's see. Any other questions? Your presentation here, sir. Your energy is always palpable. I love what you put together here for Aavegotchi DAO. Like you say, let's take the relationship to the next level. Friends, if you have any feedback for Lord Trivia, where should they leave the feedback for you, sir?
In the DAO?
Oh yeah, there's a forum thread you have actively open right now. If someone could drop the link to that here for friends who want to add their feedback, provide
I'm seeing some questions coming in.
yeah,
Coder Dan,
go ahead.
So this 100K is part of our 500K round that was being raised at a valuation cap of 5 million. As I mentioned previously, we have not been valued by an institution. We are in a pre-seed round. So we've been raising 500K at a 5 mil cap, but you guys are going to get a 30% discount on that cap for your 100K.
Got it. Yeah, just asking a couple kind of investor questions. Did the other investors in this round know about like that?
Yeah. So that's the coolest thing is we have given this discount away to other individuals. We've given it away to, you know, our first investor and some other individuals here who have moved quickly. It's typically how we incentivize people to move quickly. I say, hey, I'll knock 10, 20% off that val if you can close this out, you know, in the next couple weeks. So there are a few MFNs, which are known as favored nation clauses. That just means that if we give a better discount to anyone else, we just have to also give it to them. But like I mentioned, like this discount is in line with a few others that we've given. So this doesn't rub anyone else the wrong way.
Right.
That's the nature of the cap, is that, you know, there's an understanding that we will discount this round for people, but we will not be going over that 5 million valuation cap. So their shares, they could at least imagine their shares are locked in at that value.
And then you mentioned that you're kind of planning a seed round of 2.5 mil. Was that was the amount that you plan to raise?
Correct.
Or was that yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 mil between a 20 and $30 million valuation for this seed round. And we've been, you know, talking to Borderless Capital. We've been talking to Andreessen. We've been talking to the standards for this, but you never know where things go, especially after we make this potential deal with Aavegotchi and we get this game, you know, moving and we start getting some marketing out there. You never really know where things can take us. So I remain flexible, but yeah, I mean, as a founder, I always need to be looking at that next round of funding.
Are you guys, I mean, we're in Web3, is there, if you're talking to like some of the VCs, they'll probably ask, is there a token coming? Because that's what they're all interested these days. Everyone wants that kind of instant liquidity or quicker liquidity of the token. Is that something that you've thought of, like a Triv token or something?
I have. Not only have I thought about it, I've thought about it mostly in line with this deal. I'd love to envelop our ecosystems together in some way. You know, the idea of how you guys handle your rewards in the platform is absolutely freaking profound. And I know there are ways, especially if we build a game that is a co-Freckle Gotchi universe game, I want to see some sort of assets being able to be, you know, transient between these two ecosystems. But for us to launch a token for ourselves, the conversation of moving our raffle ticket system on chain has been a discussion that we've had with people at Polygon. I mean, Dan, Jesse's pretty familiar with like how we've wanted to like engage with tokenomics and Polygon specifically, and that's kind of another reason why we think this deal is also so awesome, because it brings us all closer together.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you guys were to put stuff on chain, Gotchi chain would be if
that's
absolutely.
Absolutely. The whole point is you guys have a lot that we can sink our teeth into, and I want to build on top of it and with you guys. You know, you guys are a guiding hand for this as well. You know, we have Jason and Soju on the team to build this particular game. The DNA is there.
I guess my only concern about the guess is that I talked about this maybe last time. I love the idea of the guessing game. Surprised it's not been done, or maybe it has been done, but I've never seen anything or heard of a game like that. But I think I don't think we'd want to market it as like a purely Aavegotchi game, because I feel like if you're trying to get mass adoption, it might actually get away a little bit. But you might want to be a little bit more kind of like have the gotchi part there and have like guys interacting with you don't necessarily like need to click gotchi guess. It could be like a more normie sounding name, but it just
the original title for it, which everyone seemed to love, was called WTF is that? What the fuck is that? Which was very marketable, in the sort of mischief style of marketing way. We liked it. I still like gotchi guess a lot, but look, again, totally flexible. I think that the gotchi IP presented in a really, really unique and a format is going to be so adorable. You're not going to be able to stay away from it. We're going to target individuals who are going to be so marketing campaign behind it that there's going to be no way they're not going to click on it. And that's what I'm very excited about, because I think you guys have created a brand that is eye-catching, that is freaking adorable, and that is really clickable. And I really want to prove that.
Yeah, I think just kind of spitballing here, but calling it got you could be kind of interesting.
Got you.
You literally cut out. Wait, you cut out at the important part. What is it called? Got you?
Yeah, got you.
Oh, I love
it. There's gotchi in it, but it's also like got you.
Yeah, got you. That's actually the Korean word for pickle pepper. It's also what we call a little Korean too. We call it a little gochu.
Yeah, there you go. Gochu.
Fun little Korean facts for you. Go call someone a gochu today. They'll love it. Hang on. I think there was one more point I wanted to address here. I love Gotchu. I think that's cute. So in terms of Transistor S, who's going to sign the contract, that's going to be on you guys. Technically, I just need someone who represents the entity to sign the safe note, whether it's a director or something like that. It's really up to the DAO who does that. Somewhere else, someone asked, this could be invested in Ghost or Die, though I'd prefer stable because I don't want to rock your market when we need to like transfer this stuff around. Time. Ads and data mining are the rev models. That does not seem very well. Okay. I do. Yeah. Our please go play our game. Our advertising, it takes away from your experience. And that's because everything that's being advertised in our platform is playing the game. So you are going to establish a slightly different relationship, at least spiritually. Them hit you on Instagram and hit you on Twitter and hit you on Snapchat to swipe up and buy shit you don't want. The other aspect is the data. Now, I mentioned that we have all this data. We're not giving it away. I'm not selling this data. The goal of having these incredibly robust user profiles, what people like, what people want to shop with, what ads people are interacting with, and then on top of that, all the additional user information, you guys should have ownership of that. So for me, the end vision is to let users be able to sell that data themselves and make a nut off it. Now, that is a far down the road idea, but that has always been the mentality and ideology of me building this quote unquote new form of advertainment. And I hope that makes some sort of sense.
Yeah, the advertising, that's a new term for me. That makes sense.
Yeah, Hardcore said it a year and a half, 2 years, and I was like, that's it. It's advertisement.
Yeah, I like that.
Well,
Well-
if everybody, yeah, time users will own their own data, 100%. Thank you for the questions. I really hope that we are able to work together. I don't exactly know the next step of this, but Hefe and Wagme and you'll walk me through, I imagine.
Oh yeah, yeah. We can get on a call, walk you through the process. You know, friends, if you have any other feedback that you were not able to get in on this call, feel free to head over to the DAO forum and let Lord Trivia know. But yeah, definitely keep a lookout here for some progressment on this.
Yeah, and look, if like go if you have 5 minutes. Actually, yesterday's game was 4.5 minutes. If 4.5 minutes, go to freckle.live, play yesterday's game because it's Saturday. We don't have games on Saturday. So play yesterday's game and just see what we're all about. Just see how simple it is, how easy it is, and actually how fun it is. And you'll get an idea of where we're at. You'll get a really good idea of who we are from just playing the game. And on Fridays, I actually host these myself. So I will be your host for today if you decide to go play.
Someone drop the link. Let's go check that out. Yeah, this is awesome. Thanks for sharing, friend. We appreciate your time. Appreciate you sharing with us here. And yeah, keep a lookout, friends.
Much love. I yield.
All right, friends. Well, that pretty much, let me just do a quick check on our agenda here. I think we pretty much looked at everything we need to look at here. Real quick, I wanted to, actually, you know what? I'll save it for next week. There are some things that are, you know, some people that were interested in maybe enabling ghost tipping on Twitter, which I thought was an interesting idea. But I'll leave that for next week. I think we've covered enough here for today. Don't have any other critical, yeah. Maybe for future threads over this next week, if y'all can head over to the DAO mission thread that was kicked off by Phantasma, I think we can continue a conversation now that we have a mission on what friends feel like we should be doing next in terms of maybe getting a committee together and moving forward on like this DAO development that we've been working on. Another thread to keep your eye on here is fall season of rarity farming. There's some brainstorming going around rarity farming as we're going through this next season here. I think it's a good time to kind of reflect on how we're handling our seasonal rewards and what if we would like to have some sort of a roadmap moving forward for rarity farming and managing those funds. Yeah, Al has some good ideas. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to head out here, friends. I think the call is pretty much ending. But yeah, really good stuff in this call. Congrats on getting the proposal for the mission statement and the greeters, or whatever we end up calling it. The in real life task force is going to be super cool. I know Lost Local is pumped for that. A lot of good work being done here in the Aavegotchi DAO.
Yeah, some big wins, friends, in the last couple of weeks here. So make sure we hang on to that, and yeah, we're gonna make it.
Yeah, and if you guys are in New York City, definitely head out and see Lost Local. Get your hands on those games. It's gonna be epic.
Oh yeah. All right, friends.
Great.
We'll see y'all next week. Have
Peace,
a good
friends.
weekend.
Have a great week.